Hello and welcome to Home Gupshup. In this video, I'm sharing some easy snack ideas for guests that you can also make for your family and friends on any regular day. It was a rainy morning and it felt like the perfect time to make these snacks, the kind that just suit the weather beautifully. I started by finely chopping some fresh spinach and grating paneer alongside it, which is also called as cottage cheese. I've taken about a handful, roughly 1 cup of chopped spinach. I'm also adding finely chopped ginger and green chilies. Alongside that, I'm roasting some gram flour, which we'll fold into the mixture once it's done. We are then combining a few more ingredients like chopped spring onion, lemon juice, roasted gram flour, and a few tablespoons of rice flour as well. Making snacks at home for the people we love is slowly becoming a tradition we've left behind, and I think about that sometimes. There was something so quietly powerful about the way our older generations expressed love through food. The time they spent in the kitchen, the little treats they prepared, the warmth with which they attended to every single guest. Hosting wasn't just about feeding people, it was a way of showing care, sharing culture, and saying without words that someone mattered enough for you to make something with your own hands. That kind of love is worth holding on to, don't you think so? We are also adding our spices now, like carom seeds, salt, cumin powder, red chili powder, and a few more. Add the gram flour and rice flour a little at a time. You just want enough to bring the mixture together into a thick, workable consistency, so go slow and stop as soon as it feels right. We don't want it getting too runny or too dry. As I mixed everything together, the clouds outside were still grey and dark, and there was something really beautiful about that. Now here's the surprise. This is an air fryer snack recipe, so it uses very little oil. Of course, you can also deep fry them, and they definitely taste much better that way, no denying. But today I'm going the air fryer route. Because we are using the air fryer, we are keeping the overall mixture kinda dry. However, if you're going to be making it in the oil, then you can make it more like a batter consistency. After shaping them into small balls, I'm giving them a light spray of oil and putting them in the air fryer. Just make sure it's thoroughly preheated before they go in. While the air fryer does its job, let's move on. For the second recipe, I'm using blanched, properly boiled broccoli. Using a chopper, I'm going to grate it finely. Because we are using pre-blanched broccoli, we don't really need to saute the mixture separately. To that, I'm adding boiled and mashed potatoes along with some cheese. Yes, this recipe is quite indulgent, but guests absolutely love having something like this. The amount of breadcrumbs depends on how much binding the mixture needs, so we're gonna add that along with salt and a few spices to taste. Meanwhile, the spinach and paneer tots were done and beautifully crispy. They turned out really crispy in the air fryer, and I like to serve them right away. Now this recipe is unexpectedly chatpata and tangy, so I always pair it with a coriander and mint chutney on the side and sometimes ketchup too. Together it tastes really lovely. Let me quickly finish combining the broccoli mixture since I forgot to complete that earlier. I'm going to pop it in the fridge for now. Like I mentioned, this mixture can be made in advance and you can shape and fry them about half an hour before your guests arrive. Now on to the third recipe, and honestly this one works just as well for a breakfast spread as it does for tea time snacks. From what I've seen, most of us like having at least one dish for guests that's a bit more filling than everything else on the table. A recipe like this one fits that role really well according to me. I'm chopping some capsicum, any color works, along with some finely chopped paneer. I'm also making a quick dip alongside, and I'm using a bit more paneer for that as well. This is a no mayo, no cream dip. I'm adding some soaked red chilies, garlic cloves and a few spices. Together this sauce blends beautifully and gives the whole recipe a really cheesy, rich flavor without any actual cheese. And just like that, the weather turned from rainy to bright and sunny, and the bedroom was looking so beautiful and warm with all that sunlight pouring in. The broccoli mixture was still waiting, so let me bring that together now. We've also made a corn flour and all-purpose flour slurry on the side, which we'll use for coating. I'm using panko breadcrumbs because they give such a lovely and crispy texture on the outside, but any breadcrumbs will work. And if you don't have any, just toast some bread and blitz it in the chopper. I'm coating each ball by dipping it first into the corn flour slurry, then rolling it in the breadcrumbs and repeating the drill. I like using the left hand right hand method, keeping one hand for the wet coating and the other for the crumbs. If you have the time, pop these in the fridge for about 15 to 20 minutes or even half an hour. They're much easier to handle after that. Remember the paneer dip we made earlier? This is how the dip looks once blended. We are now combining it with the chopped vegetables to make our sandwich filling, and you genuinely won't realize there's no cheese in it. For the sandwiches, I am also spreading a layer of coriander and mint chutney. It's totally optional though, but it adds such a lovely zing to the final flavor and brings the whole thing together. I'm filling all the sandwiches at once and then grilling them in the sandwich maker. I realized I used multi-grain bread here, but I'd actually recommend plain white bread. It lets the flavors of the filling come through so much better. The sandwich maker was nice and hot. I coated the surfaces with some butter and placed the sandwiches in. You can also butter the bread directly for a more even coat, but this is a shortcut I use all the time. Just butter the sandwich maker surface itself. I knew this grilled paneer sandwich would be a hit. Guests leave feeling satisfied, not like they're going home on an empty stomach. I include sandwiches in my hosting menus fairly often because they're such a safe bet. Most people are comfortable with something familiar, and it's always a good idea to have at least one dish that isn't completely unfamiliar. The fact that the filling here is made with paneer and vegetables is a bonus and makes it just a little bit healthier. I brought the broccoli potato balls out of the fridge and they were ready to be deep fried. My friends often say that when we get together, no one wants to think about healthy eating. We want something indulgent, something a little different from what we make at home on a regular day. So, keeping that in mind, I had this recipe and it was a hit. I was hoping the weather would stay rainy with something hot and crispy to match the mood. But no matter, even the sunshine brings its own warmth and makes the house feel bright and inviting for everyone to sit together and chit chat. I love serving these kinds of snacks in a basket lined with lots of napkins. And with that, we have 3 different snack recipes all ready. I'd love to know in the comments which one is your favorite. I hope to see you back here next week at home Gupshup. Thanks for watching.